Hello everybody, and welcome to kind of an oddball episode of Red 2 Chatter. We don't really have much of a format this time, but we do have some topics to talk about and such. So yeah, we don't really have any show notes or anything.
No, not this week. There wasn't too much happening in the world of Star Wars as far as news goes and things coming out about the movies or video games. I think a lot of that's quieted down for D23. They're not putting too much content out right now, game-wise or movie-wise. So we're here just going to talk about Star Wars. We do have a book review to do. We're going to review Rogue One later, so we'll get to that.
We still got stuff to talk about.
Right. Yeah, there's always stuff about... You can talk about Star Wars.
Till you're blue in the face.
Yeah. So the first thing I do want to talk about is the Carrie Fisher autopsy and sort of some of the backlash about the results of that from some so-called fans. To me, you're not really a fan if you're criticizing anything Carrie Fisher did in her personal life. That was her personal life. She was an adult. She could do whatever she wanted to do.
It's her responsibility.
If she wanted to do drugs, hey, that's her life. She can, it doesn't take away anything for me about who Carrie Fisher was or, how she portrayed Princess Leia. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, ridiculous.
So, the autopsy came out, was, she died of sleep apnea, and they found, other things in her system. I'm not a doctor or a professional in this field.
Definitely not a coroner or a...
I have no idea how long things can stay in your system, like in organs or, parts of the body where, it's not like taking a simple blood test. Oh yeah, they can tell you did marijuana yesterday, or they can tell you've had
alcohol
in the past 3 days, or whatever. And it's not like taking a piss test either, where you can just, they can tell the same results sort of from that. So
yeah, who knows how long
a cheek swab, they can tell.
Who knows how long a certain drug will stay in your liver,
right?
Just to say,
right, or your gallbladder, or your intestines.
I don't know.
Right, who knows how long that stuff stays in
Well, your liver's your
sinuses.
One of your filters. One of the things that filters a lot of the crap out of your system.
Your sinuses. So, how long does cocaine stay in your sinuses? Or
who knows?
Who knows? So, but it just makes me mad when people all start jumping on a person who has passed away over things they've done in their life. Like going back to what I said, it was her life. She could do whatever she wanted.
Yeah, she was not here to make movies for you people.
No,
that's not her. That wasn't.
She was there to live her life.
Yeah.
So, and some people could come to the conclusion that maybe the pressures of being Princess Leia led her to that lifestyle. I don't think so. I think the time, being in the 70s and young and impressionable and on movie sets, I think a lot of that stuff went on.
Yes.
Back
I would
then.
agree with
so, an addict's an addict. Once you're addicted to stuff like that, it is hard to not be.
Yep.
So
that's why you don't do it the first time.
I will always love Carrie Fisher. Regardless of anything that comes out about her, she's still my Princess Leia and always will be. And I'll always love her, and I'll miss her, and continue to miss her dearly.
Me too.
All right, anything else on that subject?
Just stop the hating on her.
Right, just stop the trolling.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the internet, and I hate the internet because it just brings out the worst in people sometimes.
But it doesn't bring out the best, too.
Right.
That's crazy.
You just have to avoid the trolls, I guess.
It's a crazy place.
All right, so moving on, let's go ahead and get into the book review, Thrawn.
Yeah.
And to do that, we have a special guest with us who has actually read the book. It is
the rest of us haven't read it yet.
Yeah, no.
It is our sister Jordan. So
hello.
Yes.
Welcome.
All right, well, I will preface this by saying a couple things. First of all, I've read most of the book. I'm 5 chapters away from the end, maybe. Now, in all honesty, I peeked a tiny bit at the last couple pages. so I know a little bit at the end because I couldn't help myself. Okay, I only do that when I'm really into a book, though, and really involved, and I want to make sure something at the end isn't going to tick me off. The other thing is that I really enjoyed Thrawn in Rebels, but this book has made him pretty much my favorite Star Wars character ever. So how objective this is going to be, I don't know. But the book, though, itself, I really like it. It gives you an entirely different perspective on Thrawn's character. In fact, it really changes everything about him in Rebels, because by the end of the book, there's not a huge gap between the end and when he shows up in Rebels, but his personality is drastically different in the book than it is in the show. So you just you wonder, A, where that transition happens, and why. Let's see here. Most of my thoughts right now are trending towards the Rebels TV series, because Dallan and I discussed this on our podcast last week. Mm-hmm. The book sets up... So you've got Rebels, right? Thrawn obviously cannot be involved past Rebels, because if he were, they probably would have got their butts handed to him. He also can't change sides, because the Empire would have gotten quashed in, no time, because he knows everything. And he's brilliant. So, really, before the book, the only feasible out you had for him was death. I didn't see where else he was going to be able to go in the Rebel series. The book, however, sets up a very, very feasible out for him that does not involve dying. And this
I'm going to stop you right there. Don't tell me he's Snoke.
I'm not going to say no. God, I hope not. No. Because that would be...
Alright, go ahead.
No, he's not.
It all adds up.
No, it doesn't. It does not.
He can't be Snoke.
He's not. Thrawn is not Snoke.
No, I don't believe that at all.
If there's any theories out there thinking
First of all, Snoke's not blue.
And he's not a chiss.
And he doesn't have red eyes.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. But just in the first few chapters, you learn that Thrawn has very personal reasons for joining the Empire. He has his own motivations, his own goals, and he plays the long game.
Well, you can tell that in Rebels.
Yeah.
That he's all about the end game, not,
the here and now.
Right, it's never about the here and now. It's like, I'll let them get away this time, because I know
I'm going to get you in the future. It's just a matter of time.
Right. And the book
He's the tortoise where everybody else is the hare.
Yeah.
He's going to eventually catch you at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, but yeah, the book cements that pretty well and makes it so that if they wanted to, they could give him... I could honestly, if things line up the right way and they really play off of his motivations as they're introduced in the book, I could see him walking away at some point from the Empire in Rebels and just sort of disappearing. And that would completely explain his absence during everything that happens after that.
Right. During A New Hope and...
Right.
Well, even the battle at Scarif, where was he during that, so...
Exactly. So, and he's from the unknown regions, and that's where his, he has concerns out there.
Right, well, there's always a fan theory going around that the reason the Emperor built the Death Star was not to control the Empire which he controlled. It was an outside threat that he was fearful of. And that was always a fan theory that's been out there that I've kind of, I can see that. I didn't design this Death Star to get,
to chase down a few little tiny rebels?
Right, to blow up some rebel planets and stuff.
What would be the
point?
point?
For a much bigger enemy.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it could keep the systems in line because of the threat of the Death Star, but why would you use it to just... Why would, the purpose couldn't have been to hunt down a small little faction of rebels.
Right.
That's pointless. That's like...
And
I'm going to blow up a whole country to kill 2 people.
Why build a second one? Why build a second one? Why would you even think of doing that?
After the first one failed?
Just to keep the systems in control.
Yeah. You already had enough stormtroopers. You already had enough Star Destroyers. You already had a grip on the system.
You didn't need a planet-killing machine to keep your grip tight on the galaxy. I think he was, and I don't know if it explains in the book or in...
Well, the book would support that theory in some aspects.
That's cool.
Just
yeah,
in
in certain, like, yeah.
In the sense that, Thrawn actually shares his concerns, and, like, again, and this is, like, chapter 3, so I'm not spoiling anything, I promise.
See, and I think that's where Snoke is from, is the outer regions.
Right.
And maybe he is the threat.
He's the threat?
That the Emperor was afraid of.
Maybe not just specifically him, but maybe
His
those type of people that are out there
that
were a
nobody
threat
knows
to come in
anything
and
about.
start meddling in the Empire. And that's what the Emperor was afraid of. Is,
Yeah.
Yeah, and that
That's
could
cool.
definitely be it.
Yeah.
But I want Thrawn to be part of that. You know, whatever happens with that, at least as far as resolving it goes. I want him to be part of it. If he dies in Rebels, I'm going to be so mad.
I don't...
So mad.
There would be plenty of fans that are right there with you.
Oh, yeah, I know.
With their torches and pitchforks.
And it probably has nothing to do with the fact that they read the Thrawn novel. It's because they probably read the trilogy that Timothy Zahn did in the Legends.
Right.
That's now Legends. I mean, he was just a fascinating character, and not much has changed. And I haven't read the recent Thrawn novel, but I have read the other trilogy. You know, aside from a few, characters or creatures that block the Force, nothing's really changed as far as his philosophy and studying a culture and learning all he can about them and learning tactics. You know, he's always the best tactician.
Oh, yeah. He's a very Sherlockian character, just in the sense that, he can take these tiny, tiny little details and piece together this huge, massive thing that no one else can really see.
And that was the exact same way he was in the now Legends trilogy.
But he uses that, like that technique, that Sherlock, like, find everything out, study everything. But he uses that in a different way than like a Sherlock would. He uses it in military tactics.
Right.
And instead of solving a mystery.
A mix between John Watson and Sherlock, because John Watson was very militarized and had that kind of military.
Well, that's where he excels. He excels, like, he's completely worthless with politics or anything like that.
He doesn't care about that stuff.
And he doesn't, and that's what, I mean, the other main character, Eli Vanto, is the only reason that he doesn't get politically taken down at some point. Because Eli's always there going, watch these people, they don't like you. You've got to keep your eye on them. And so Thrawn listens to him a lot.
That sounds like a very Sherlock. I'm wondering if that's where the author originally got the idea
inspiration
and
from,
and then kind of rolled it into a Star Wars,
almost a Sherlock Watson type dichotomy.
Yeah, which is cool because that's always, Sherlock's always a great character.
Yeah.
And
that's always a great place to start for a character, as long as you can make your own character
from that
original enough. And it sounds like maybe Thrawn has achieved that in this novel for sure.
Yeah, because socially and politically, he's I don't know if he's clueless or he just doesn't care.
He probably just
if he wanted to care and wanted to put his mind to it, he would probably do it. He just doesn't want to.
He doesn't care about that stuff. That's why Eli's there. You can tell him that stuff. And Eli is always there. Thrawn pulls all kinds of crap to keep him with him from the very beginning. It's really kind of I like their relationship. I hope Eli Vanto comes back from where he ends up in the novel. I hope he gets slipped back into
the Star Wars universe somewhere.
Even Rebels 4.
In season 4?
If he comes, pops up in season 4, I would be thrilled.
As much as Dave Filoni is a Star Wars nerd and loves Thrawn, I bet I wouldn't doubt to see that character show up in season 4.
I hope so. Because, I mean...
Then you can finally put, like, a face to the person you've been
reading. Because Eli never gets any physical description, so everyone out there who's a fan is just kind of making up their own thing. But no, Dallan and I were talking about this, just with how tightly controlled Star Wars canon is. I don't understand why... It's Pablo Hidalgo, right?
Yeah.
That's his name? I don't understand why he would allow the Thrawn novel to be written in the way that it's been written and set up the things that it sets up if it's not going to be addressed somewhere down the line.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because some of the stuff doesn't get resolved by the end of the book. I know that because I looked.
And some... Well, and that's the great thing about Star Wars, is there's always going to be another platform for them to tell that story. Whether Thrawn gets his own comic book next.
Yeah, he could get a comic book.
And it could go that route. He could get a second novel.
Yeah.
Yep. And it could go that route. Will we ever see Thrawn in a live-action movie?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't need him in it. I would rather have him in TV.
Although I think maybe he could. Right, he could be in the after Rebels is over. Who knows what the next cartoon adaptation is going to be and when it's going to take place.
I'd love to see a Netflix. Once again, I'm going to beat this drum till someone
Until it
does
happens.
Until it happens. We need a Netflix series, just Netflix series, and Thrawn would be great because then you can make it much darker than a Disney children's cartoon.
Yeah.
But keep it animated.
Yeah. Oh no, keep it animated.
I would keep it animated.
But you have the opportunity to, there's tons of fans out there that would watch that show on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
I'd gobble it up.
I mean, it'd be
and you can make it darker you definitely could make it really dark with the Thrawn type character where you could, even if you went back, you can always come back. You don't have to go, you could go back and do this stuff that is in this book and leading up to Rebels. There's no reason why you have to keep progressing forward like they have been with the cartoons. You can come back and start over in the back, and work your way forward.
Yeah, almost like a prequel type thing.
A prequel? Yeah, why not?
I'd love the aftermath, though. Assuming he survives Rebels.
I hope so.
Because
he is a great character.
Because I know where he would go, and I know what he would be wanting to deal with. And I think it would make a really good series.
If there's some tie-ins that they could take, like if he does leave and goes back out into the outer regions and just disappears from the Emperor's
influence.
Maybe he's sending people after like bounty hunters. Maybe he's hiring.
Right.
The Emperor's hiring bounty hunters to go search for Thrawn out in the outer regions, but they're not having any success. He's not hearing any word.
Or he's killing them off because he figures it out.
Right. They could tie Thrawn into, like, Snoke and where he came from. Then that would be like a cool tie-in, like to tie back into Force Awakens and The Last Jedi and stuff.
Maybe Thrawn knows of Snoke. Maybe
if they're from the outer regions, then the outer region it's not like there's like a circle in the galaxy and like the outer regions are everything around it.
The rest of the universe.
Right. The outer regions aren't. It's not two-dimensional, so it's not flat either. It goes up this way and down this way.
So it's huge.
It's just the place that is not controlled by any.
Wasn't controlled by the Empire
or the Republic.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's beyond all that. And
and it's called the rest of the universe.
Yeah.
It's right. The galaxy is the galaxy. Right. The rest of the universe
is the rest of the universe.
Encompasses. Yeah. And it's endless out there, so
the opportunities are huge.
Right, that's another reason why I would love a Thrawn-centric animated series. Because it would probably go out there and you get that stuff.
I mean, to have it linked back to Snoke somehow would sort of shrink the universe, sort of, because, well, Thrawn could be from a separate galaxy, and Snoke is from a separate galaxy within the same universe,
Yeah.
Right.
So, and they could not know each other at all.
Yeah.
Right, it could be something else.
Right.
Maybe there's something still lurking out there that...
Well, that's what's so great about Star Wars, is it's so huge.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much mystery to it.
Never, like, you could tell stories and never run out of stories.
No, that's that's one of the best things about Star Wars.
Right, especially if you start exploring other galaxies.
Yeah, exploring the outer regions.
And other regions of space that haven't been explored. That's what makes me love this whole franchise like I do, is because you don't know what the possibilities are endless, and you just don't know where they could take the story.
Yeah, I mean there could be other force wielding people out there that you don't even know of because they're not even in the Star Wars galaxy. They're out there somewhere else. Right. They don't even use lightsabers. They use something different. You don't know. That's the great thing about it. Is just
they've learned different techniques.
They have a whole new power, like separate from the Force. Like, who knows?
Right.
But yeah, so if you're a Thrawn fan, read the book. You won't be disappointed.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have to borrow your copy after.
Okay.
I have to finish Ahsoka, so once... And I'm almost done with it.
Okay.
So once I finish Ahsoka, and maybe you can finish... You have Ahsoka, right?
Yeah, but I need to watch all of Clone Wars first.
Yeah, you need to watch all of Clone Wars.
Which I'm not even... I mean, I'm still in Season 1, so...
I mean, we can hold off on that review until you're done with the book. Or
Yeah, because it might be nice if two of you have read the same book, and then you can play off each other even more.
I'm trying to get through it pretty quick, because I want to get through all of that, and I want to get through all 3 seasons of Rebels before the 4th one comes out in September.
Holy cow, that's a lot of reading,
I
a lot of
know.
watching.
Because Clone Wars is still on Netflix right now.
Yeah,
You can still watch it.
They said they were taking it off, and that little thing keeps popping up. They're taking it off, they're taking it off. Man, I plowed through those things watching like 10 episodes a night to try to make sure.
I flip on Netflix. It's still in my playlist.
Yeah, because I
Liars.
I work at nights and I have a lot of time off, and on my days off, I'm up in the middle of the night with nobody around, so I was plowing through and watching 5, 6, 8 episodes a night, trying to get through them, and then because I thought they were getting taken off, and they lied to me. And then I went out and bought the box set anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Right.
Yeah.
We own it now, so now Netflix can take it off.
Except for I don't have the
Sixth
season.
Yeah,
Season. But I watched it, so I know what happened. The lost episodes.
Yeah, is that the Yoda ones?
But
Mostly.
I don't think they would take those off because those were put onto Netflix, right? Isn't that where they came after
Yes.
Disney took that,
Like-
or whoever took it off the air?
Once, it went off the air, then
the
it
lost
went to a different company, and then they did season 6.
and they did it on Netflix
Yeah.
only, right? So I don't think season 6 will ever get taken off of Netflix.
Probably not, because it's almost a Netflix original.
Yeah.
Like
Really?
season 6 is.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Carry that on with Thrawn, please.
Oh yeah, I love
Please.
it. They definitely
Anyway.
need to take advantage of this platform of like Netflix, Roku or whatever. But I like Netflix.
Yeah, or
'cause I have
Hulu, or
Hulu. Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Amazon Prime,
Yeah,
whatever.
They-
But, I mean, they have a relationship already with Netflix.
Netflix. So yeah,
Like Disney
Well,
does.
hopefully they just continue it.
You need to look no further than Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke
Luke
Cage, and
Iron Fist.
Iron Fist, and then the upcoming Defenders. I mean, they've already have experience in this realm.
Yeah.
Like, just
And especially making it dark.
do it. And maybe they're waiting for after episode 9, maybe, so that they can tell more stories.
Mhm.
Yeah,
that
maybe.
would like link into those movies.
Maybe. Yeah, I wonder what the next project is. I'm still trying to figure that out. Like after Rebels, I mean Rebels, they've got to be getting close to really technically wrapping it up for the 4th season. So already voiced over.
Oh, I think they're done.
and written.
I think it's done.
I think
shot.
it's done too.
Yeah, maybe they're working on some animation, but I think all the dialogue's been done, all
yeah.
recorded and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
so
Yeah.
it's all been written. It's all been. Yeah, so I'm wondering what's.
I bet they're already working. Dave
Yeah,
Filoni's
and
probably
there's
working
already
on that part.
something I'm sure that nobody knows about
Right.
that the writers have started on that or the brainstorming of what we're gonna do. So I
Thrawn.
wonder what it's gonna be. Jordan wants it to be Thrawn.
Please.
I
And
don't
Eli,
blame
and
you.
Eli Vanto. Those I love those two.
Still holding
You
out
could even
for
make
that
it.
old
You could even
Republic.
make it like a Sherlock Holmes type.
Yeah.
I would like to see the Old Republic done on Netflix,
In live
but
action.
live action.
That's what I would say, yeah.
Not
I
animated.
would love to see a live action Old Republic show.
Yeah,
That'd be good.
that would be sweet.
Especially since, there's so much is not really known about the Old Republic. You can just make up your own character and just start from there. And
Oh yeah,
as a main character, and just
had
start from
nothing
there.
to do with Skywalker or anything. We don't know. Skywalker doesn't show up until Shmi is a Skywalker. Who knows what her lineage is? But
Yeah. I don't think she was...
That is interesting.
Do you think she
What
was
is her
force
lineage?
sensitive?
right, was Shmi force sensitive
Yeah.
or did she just
She had to have been. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe not a lot, but maybe just a little.
and living out where she did?
Especially
just
since...
nobody ever found her.
Especially since the Force
Qui-Gon met her,
created
but
Anakin.
maybe he's like, she's not enough to really worry about. It's one of those people that has enough ability where she could maybe just tell when something's gonna happen and oh no.
Right.
The midichlorians.
Don't even start with the damn midichlorians.
You don't say the M word.
You don't say the M word on this podcast, dude. The M word is banned.
We don't say the M word on this podcast.
Man.
You can cuss if you want, but don't say the M
M
word.
word. Yeah, the M word is
And
banned.
we do have
from now on.
11-year-olds watching, so we don't want to cuss too much either. But the M word, we don't say it.
Yeah, that word is now banned. You say it again and you're off the show.
You
You're off the show.
You need me.
I can.
Yeah, we need
I
his
can,
editing.
I can learn how to edit, man. I'll figure it out.
You
I'll
need
do it-
to
I'll
log
do
into
some
my
tutorials.
laptop.
If we're doing a review, but which we already reviewed those movies, so we don't really
And
discuss them.
I think we mentioned it when
Yeah,
we
we
did that
did.
when we did the review.
We did.
But that was during review. You just brought it up just to be mean. be an A hat.
For shock value.
Yeah.
We don't like that shock comedy around here.
I thought.
Oh no, we like the shock comedy. We like the shock comedy. We just don't like the M word.
It is
I thought
funny.
it was funny. I knew that would get a reaction out of you too, so I took the chance. I took the opportunity.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, that's,
You'll be
But
banned for at least one
But no,
episode.
Shmi's lineage. It would be very interesting to see where she came from.
Well, yeah, hey, maybe we can jump into Jay's post on what's it called here. Maybe she had other children, or maybe had a brother or a sister, and that's where Rey came from.
She's
not
like
a
a
Skywalker.
extremely
She's a
distant
Skywalker, but she's not
cousin.
Luke's daughter. Maybe.
nah, that's just not. That's not even cool either.
Shut up!
All right. Are you done with?
yeah,
we
I
wrapped
think-
up the Thrawn thing.
Yeah, without spoilers, I said all I can really say about it.
All right.
Don't kill him, Filoni. I'll come after you.
Yeah, he'll make it through episode.
Oh, God. He better.
He'll
Fourth
make
season?
it through the fourth season of Rebels.
I think so too. I don't think there's a reason to kill him off.
No.
He's not the problem.
No. And
No.
you don't need to tie up that loose end. You don't really need to if he just disappears.
Not in Rebels, no.
You don't
tie
need
it
to.
up. Eventually, yes, please.
Right,
but-
you need to come back to it. If he does go away, you have to come back to it at some point.
Yeah,
So,
in an animated series.
there is that.
Animated series or book, man.
Alright.
Animated series and a book.
And maybe a comic book. And
Throw
Comic
Throwing a
book.
comic book deal there.
Jordan would love to see a comic book made of,
I
even if
want,
it's just a short one, a five parter.
I will take anything Thrawn that I can get.
Man, speaking of
I
that,
love him.
I went to try to find that Darth Vader. Sold out.
Sold out?
Yes, I was pissed.
Well, we'll go down to Mile High. It won't be sold.
Oh,
It'll be
you
more
just gave away where we live.
well, it's a drive.
That's true.
It's a very long drive.
It's not like we live next door.
True. This is true.
Yeah.
We'll have to go there.
Besides,
We've already hinted at where we live.
we already
True.
mentioned the Denver Comic Con thing in the Denver 40th celebration, 50th celebration in the first episode.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
But
Jay
we
and I went
also
to that.
mentioned that we're going to Salt Lake City Comic Con, so
true.
we could live in Utah, or we could live in Colorado. Nobody
Or
knows.
Wyoming. Who knows?
Maybe northern New Mexico. Who knows?
we could even
New
live
Mexico.
in southern Wyoming. You never know.
Yeah.
Or Kansas or Nebraska. They're not too far away from
Just think
from
mid-state.
Denver area and Salt Lake
Perhaps
City.
southern Idaho. Even.
Maybe. Yeah,
Poke
That
Hello,
middle
Hello?
strip of land.
Anyway, let's get to a post I made on Facebook that's brought up a little point of contention
Oh,
between a couple of us, anyway.
yeah, I'm a little more neutral, but Dallan and Jay have got some issues.
And this is the Luke Skywalker is Rey's father theory. I believe, after watching Force Awakens, I think for about the 20th time, I really paid attention because in an interview not too long ago, I think it was before Celebration, Daisy Ridley said in an interview that, well, we pretty much already revealed who her parents are, which I think maybe she's just being coy. It's quite possible. Daisy Ridley's pretty good at...
She's pretty sarcastic.
she's pretty good about playing the media when she needs to. She's really picked up on that quick. I've got to give her credit because this is her first role, really.
Major
She's had
role,
like
yeah.
a small role, I think, in
An
other
alien.
things.
Yeah, she was an alien.
But I believe that Rey is Luke's daughter.
Throw out your reasons.
It becomes like all the evidence points to this in Force Awakens. One, Rey, the lightsaber is the biggest one for me. The lightsaber calls to Rey. Like, why would the lightsaber? And we'll just go point by point. Then you can rebut.
Mm-hmm.
Why would the lightsaber call to Rey? Why would it call to Rey if she wasn't a Skywalker? If she wasn't Luke's daughter? Because
And
Maz
Anakin's
Kanata
granddaughter.
says that lightsaber belonged to Luke, and it belonged to his father before him, and now it calls to you. So why would it call to a complete stranger? If Rey is... So That's the first point.
Okay. Well, I was gonna review something that you said earlier, which is all the evidence points to Luke being Rey's father. I'm like, of course it does. That's what they want to make you think.
Well, maybe the easiest answer and the most direct answer is the correct answer.
Well, maybe they want to keep it a surprise. But the whole thing about the Luke's lightsaber, calling to Rey, I can see that not being so much about like genetics, where she's Luke's daughter, so obviously it calls to her. I see it more as maybe before, maybe she was adopted by him. Maybe we won't really know who her real parents are, but he took her in, like when she was very young, and they just grew this really close bond, and that's why the lightsaber.
She was very young when she got dropped off on Jakku.
Yes.
So how long could they have had a relationship?
Well, then that brings
5
up
years. 5 years.
That brings up.
She's about 5 years old, maybe 3 years old.
That brings up the
How old do you think she
question.
was?
Yeah,
Maybe-
like how old was she when in that flashback?
5, 6, maybe?
5, 6. I was thinking
In
like
that
8.
flashback? I bet.
You build a pretty good bond in 5 years
Yeah.
with a child.
Not if he's also training other. Like, I don't know how. Here's the. Okay.
Well, like I was thinking, like maybe he felt such like a strong presence in the Force with her that it really connected to him in that way, and they just kind of connected through the Force
He looked at her as his
as
daughter.
a princess, and daughter.
I think maybe that's why Kylo Ren's so
I
pissy.
Yeah, could be. He was jealous.
I still don't know. Because I still think the lightsaber hints more towards Rey being the daughter, because the more we learn about kyber crystals, and we learn that they're living, pretty much. They're like a living part of the Force. I just believe that the kyber crystal itself would only choose an heir, passing it down, like an heirloom passed down from grandfather to son to daughter. That's why it didn't. And here's the next point: the lightsaber in the battle with Kylo Ren. He is a Skywalker and a Solo, but it resisted him, and I don't think it resisted him because he's in the dark side. I think it resisted him because
It had more of a pull.
a pull towards Rey, because Rey's Luke's daughter.
But she grew a stronger connection with him, so that way it would go to her instead of.
But you got to think about it too, though.
But
They
we've
play
seen
though.
how powerful Kylo Ren is with the Force, especially when using Force push, Force stop. I mean, he stopped a laser bolt midair and paralyzed Poe Dameron at the same time. He paralyzes Rey, and he's very good at using that part of the Force. Like that's like his strength almost is using that portion of the Force. And he could barely make the lightsaber twitch.
Yeah.
Just twitch. And it flew right by his face, and he could have reached out.
He does have a connection with it because he is the grandson of one of the people that own the lightsaber.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to maybe think Jay could be right.
I mean,
man.
But the problem is, we've also seen Rey be really, really good with the Force as well. Even like the small little bits that we get in the Force Awakens. For example, we can assume that no one has been able to break out of Kylo Ren's Force mind reading thing, and she just completely turns it back on him.
Well,
that
he
might
has
be
never been
bested
beat
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
But he may not be as strong in that part of the Force where he's able to reach into your mind or do the mind control. Like Jay said, he's really strong in the pushing and the pulling and those parts of the Force. Maybe the mind part he's not as in tuned with as say Darth Vader was or Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan was really good.
Or even Luke Skywalker himself.
Yeah.
Towards the end, yeah.
So maybe that's why she's better at that part than he is. That's why she was able to friggin' resist it. I don't know.
But
that's just a theory.
Yeah.
And, and the question arises always, why would Luke drop Rey off on Jakku and just leave her, And my theory is that he just did the same thing Obi-Wan and did with Leia and with
him.
him.
Yeah.
Why didn't Leia and Luke just stay together and just stay with Obi-Wan?
Because I'm thinking Obi-Wan thought it was safer to split them apart and friggin' kind of stay away from him, because just in case someone ever did come along that noticed, his ability with the Force, and then all of a sudden here comes the Empire to destroy a Jedi that happened to escape. Here comes Darth Vader to kill them all.
Right, but that just makes it not so far-fetched that
Luke wouldn't do the same thing.
Wouldn't do the same thing and leave Rey with
somebody he thought he could. Why would he leave her with what's his name?
Doesn't necessarily mean that.
Plot, man. You
Doesn't
couldn't find somebody
Well,
better.
and it doesn't necessarily mean Luke left her.
Maybe he gave her somebody he trusted.
That's
and they
I was
dropped
gonna
her.
say, like, Luke. It doesn't really mean that he's her father, because Obi-Wan wasn't wasn't Luke or Leia's father,
Right.
and he dropped him off.
Right, so maybe Luke had entrusted somebody with Rey's care, and they ended up dropping her off.
DJ.
I don't know.
That would be interesting if it was.
We
DJ.
kind of hopefully we get answers to this stuff in the coming up of how
Last Jedi.
What was the not the I don't care about the but how she got to the planet. I mean, you need to know more of this stuff.
Yeah.
There's got to be somewhere that they're eventually going to tell you these things. Otherwise, it's just a mystery. Well, that's the nice thing about Star Wars, though. They like to leave you with mysteries
some mystery.
and leave you with stuff to talk about and just shoot around and throw out theories with your friends and
Star Wars is great about that. They do leave some mystery. They don't always tell everything just straight up. They don't. So, let's see, what's another point that came up? Well, I mean, there's the whole pilot thing.
She's a great pilot.
And it just...
Yeah, but so is Poe Dameron.
Those lines just continue. Yeah, but Poe Dameron, we know Poe Dameron's parents from another comic book. From Shattered Empire. So, and his mom was a great pilot. So we can just...
Assume she trained him.
Connect those two dots pretty easy.
Yeah.
Why Poe's a great pilot.
But why is Rey, who's just been on a friggin' nothing but a desert planet...
Has never left the planet.
How is she a great pilot?
I mean, I know...
The Force helps a lot when it comes to piloting.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. Anakin didn't know he was using the Force when he was using
pod racing.
But he was. But I don't think Rey's had any training.
No.
And she might have flown.
And I think Luke did that on purpose to protect her. Like, I'm not going to train you.
Yeah.
Because if I do, you'll just be killed.
And so maybe he was hoping she would be more like Princess Leia.
Right.
Well, I mean, like with all the stuff
Leia
of knowing the ins and outs of like a ship. It's because she's been a scavenger for a long time.
And the whole beginning of that movie sets up all of that. Why she knows multiple languages. You never hear anybody, except for Unkar Plot, speak basic in the entire village. Nobody. Everybody speaks something else. So
but she knows what they say.
Right. She had to learn what they say. So when they set up all of that stuff for Rey in that movie, why, it's not, she's not using the Force. She learned that stuff. Just like she learned all about the Millennium Falcon. She's probably been in that ship a million times. She knew where the gunner position was. She knew exactly where the cockpit was. She knew exactly what Unkar Plot did to the, put the pump on it.
Yeah, this might have been when she was growing up.
Right.
Yeah, she might have been younger, and she might have snuck in a couple times. And
so she's investigated it, but I don't think she has her own speeder, so she knows how to pilot something.
Mm-hmm.
And you never know; she might have piloted stuff for Unkar Plot on just planet, just from one town to the next,
right?
Like some sort of like a snow speeder that doesn't go out.
Well, maybe that's why she was going for the quad jumper first, because she is
more familiar with
flying that ship.
Yeah, and it can fly from one spot to another and land or whatever.
Right. Mm-hmm. So the whole pilot thing, those three things line up for me: Anakin, Luke, and Rey.
All pilots.
We don't know if Leia was a good pilot. She could have been. Maybe she never had the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she didn't.
And
she was a princess. She got flown around, man.
Right.
We've never seen Kylo Ren's piloting skills.
And a senator.
No, but I would imagine Kylo's a good pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Han's a good pilot.
Anakin
was a good pilot,
and he's got the Force.
I would imagine Kylo Ren is a excellent pilot.
Yeah, that's why I really hope we get a showdown between him and Poe. in number 8.
That would
It'd
be
be
cool.
Well,
really
you
cool.
know, Anakin, or not Anakin, Kylo gets his own ship, so you're
Right.
gonna see it at some point. I'm sure in battle would be the
Yeah.
point of giving him a ship, and he doesn't fight with it. Of course, they did give Darth Maul a ship, and he never fought with it. So
Yeah,
So I do see why you don't want it to be that way,
yeah,
because you don't want it to be so obvious.
yeah.
With after watching Force Awakens, to me, I mean, I just believe that Rey is going to be Luke's.
Yeah.
then that throws in the question: who is Rey's mother?
Right.
Yeah.
And maybe she passed away. I mean, maybe she died in
maybe
that.
Kylo killed her. You never know.
Maybe she just was collateral damage in part of that war. Maybe Kylo didn't specifically kill her.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're ever going to do something with that. How all that kind of, like, that could be another animated series. How that all kind of fell apart.
Yeah.
The Luke's own Jedi training
temple,
temple
yeah.
stuff.
Right.
You kind of wonder how, and that, or are they
Could
going
be
to
summed up in a book,
or are they
too.
going to answer that a little bit in
Episode 9?
Episode
or
9,
maybe in this
or-
upcoming Episode 8.
episode 8, or are they going to, comic book? I love what they've done here. They've made so many outlets for where they can put stuff
Right.
that just keeps you guessing and wondering.
Right, and it doesn't, take away from the movie experience. If you just watch the movies, you're not really missing out on anything. But if you want to know more about the universe, there's places to
Go.
get it.
Yes.
Right, and that's what's great. It's like those folks who just want to watch the movies, they get a great story, But those of us who want to learn more, we can go to the comic books and learn a little bit more about this character, and go to the novel,
A novel.
learn more
learn
about this character,
Yep, or
watch the
cartoons. The cartoons, man, especially the Clone
and learn
Wars.
more about characters we don't know anything about.
The Clone Wars build those a lot of characters.
Like the
And if-
Jedi that you barely see.
Well, even even
Yeah.
Anakin and Obi-Wan,
Obi-Wan.
they build those characters big time in those in those cartoons. Those, if you've never watched the Clone Wars cartoons, I would recommend highly to go out and watch those, because there's so much character development, especially if you're an Obi-Wan Kenobi fan.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan and Anakin too, both get
Love some Obi-Wan Kenobi.
tons and tons
Right,
of character development in those movies.
Right, and it does make going back and watching the prequels and understanding Anakin better. It makes that story better. The Anakin part of the story.
Oh, way better. Makes it way better.
Yep. It
Now-
really
Well-
fills in some stuff.
I was gonna say, now let's ask Jordan, what do you think about who do you think Rey's?
Rey and Luke. Well, hold on. Let me
About
say
Rey and
something
Luke.
about Clone
Okay.
Wars really quick, just because they were talking about it. If you've, I've never been a diehard fan like these three. These guys are crazy. But watching Clone Wars is it's pulling me in a way that the movies never did, and I think it is just that you get so much of the character development. I mean, Dooku's awesome. He was so lukewarm in the movies, and then
Yeah.
in this series, he's amazing, and I'm like, I love this guy because he's fun to have around. So, if you've never been a diehard Star Wars fan, go watch Clone Wars. That might change you.
Yeah, if you're a Star Wars fan, you can enjoy and appreciate the movies.
Right, I always liked the movies.
Right,
I was
but
just
you
never-
want to maybe understand why we're such huge fans. I think the Clone Wars is a great way to get
get into it,
immersed
immersed into
in
the
the
universe even more. Oh yeah.
Right. Definitely.
I'm loving it. I'd love that. I could probably watch it over and over again, and I'd be good. As far as Rey and Luke, God, I don't know. Part of me agrees with Jay. I mean, on the one hand, I'd like it to be a little bit more of a twist there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know. It just, like you said, it could just be the really obvious answer that no one's really looking at, because they're like, no. There has
Right,
to be
because they
another
don't wanna
answer.
believe it, right?
Right,
They
there's
don't
got to be
But
another
then
I
that's
just
gonna-
don't want it to be that
That's
way.
gonna be in the Empire Strikes Back, when people went to first see that in the movie theaters, when Darth Vader says, Luke, I am your father, everyone went, oh my gosh, I did not see that coming at all.
Well, it's because you didn't back in the
And then,
70s.
and then you didn't know that Darth Vader in German meant Darth Father.
Dark Father.
Yeah,
Darth
Darth Father. But in this one, it's not going to be so much of a. It's going to be like, really?
Right, but
you
maybe
could have gone
after
somewhere else
that-
with that,
But maybe after that, reveal, and everybody's like let down. Then the real reveal comes. Then the real twist comes.
Right. Maybe the twist is something else.
Right, they're gonna set that up and like, oh, that was the twist, and then hit you with a bigger twist.
Yeah.
That you weren't expecting. All M. Night Shyamalan, he does that in all his movies. Say what you will about the guy. The guy knows how to throw in a twist in some of his movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it could be a distraction. They could be distracting you with, is Luke her father or is he not?
And then it's the reveal and you're like, I knew it.
I knew it.
Right.
Well,
That's disappointing. And then next thing you know, 5 minutes later in the movie, like,
some big reveal about Snoke or something.
Right, yeah.
And you have
somebody, whoever.
And then you get that, oh, yes!
Yeah.
sort of moment.
Yeah.
You know?
Right, like, because they don't want to disappoint their fans.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously. So
that's what I'm expecting is to happen in episode 8. Is like, we're going to get Rey is Luke's daughter. But then that next thing you know, we're getting uppercutted with a punch we didn't see coming.
Right. Which would be cool. I'd be cool with that.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to wait and see.
Yep. December. Can't get here soon enough. Can't get.
It's 172-ish days. Oh, wait.
Like how you knew that off the top of your
Maybe
head.
173.
somebody
It's
got,
almost like
does somebody have a
half a
countdown
year.
on a website somewhere?
Oh, yeah,
I'm sure
there's-
there is.
There's a countdown if you go to StarWarsNewsNet.com. There's a countdown.
And then when's the one after that? When's 9 come out?
Like in the middle of summer, doesn't it?
That's
It's in
summer
the
the
May.
next year, right? Or is
no,
it
summer
after that?
year after next
Okay,
year.
Because Han Solo comes out in 18.
Okay, so okay. Han Solo will hold me over
Right.
because that's gonna drive me nuts. That's a year and a half instead of just a year or 2
Still
years.
2 years. It's only a year and a half.
Okay, never mind.
So
That's even way
sort
better.
of. It's
Thank
18
goodness.
months instead of 24.
Okay, that'll
But we
be
do
nice.
get Han Solo
We
in
do get Han
between,
Solo
so
in between.
Yeah.
sate, the appetite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then hopefully we get some other announcements
Soon.
hopefully sometime
I bet we
before
get some this summer
something this summer about another movie.
about the movie after episode 9.
Running out of time, mate.
No, it's D23 and Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con haven't come yet. I bet that's when they.
There's got to be a bunch of reveals on
Oh, yeah.
both of those. What's D3 again? That's the Disney.
D23 is the Disney's convention,
Comic-Con, yeah, basically.
and they do
Disney
it every
convention.
other year.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so on to our review of Rogue One, I guess.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get that. We got a few minutes here.
Yeah. We're not going for any specific time
No,
goal here.
but we don't want to go too long.
No, we don't want to go into Jordan
Into
Nice
Spiel's
territory.
territory.
Where we could just go on for hours.
Oh, we
Um,
can.
Yeah, we can.
We just don't want to have our fans sitting here and listening to having to listen for too long.
Right. Okay, so Rogue One. I guess we can just go down. We'll start with Jordan
Non-spoilers?
since she's our guest. Yeah.
non-spoilers first.
But we'll just give, general thoughts. So,
I mean, I really liked it. I thought it could have, and Jay's probably going to disagree, I thought it could have been 2 movies, just because I thought it was a tad bit rushed. There wasn't a whole lot of, there wasn't as much character development as I think there could have been. I don't know. I think it could have been 2 movies. But other than that, I liked it. It was... The emotional impact at the end is huge.
mm-hmm.
And, especially when you start to... and it's the slow realization of, oh my gosh, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
And,
You knew going in that it kind of had to happen, but...
right, but at the same time, you were kind of hoping it wouldn't,
Right,
right?
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because even though you said you needed more character development, you started getting invested in the characters,
Right.
and you're like, oh, crud.
Right, especially Jin and Cassian.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Cassian,
K2SO.
Yeah, those
K2SO.
3 in particular. You're just like,
Oh, yeah,
oh.
they were the.
But you
they
do
were the
spend
3
the
mains.
most time with him
Yeah.
Right.
throughout the movie.
But so then mine was when I first saw it in the theater, I was like, it's a good movie. It's all right.
It's a good Star
it's
Wars
a good
movie.
it's a good Star Wars movie. And then when I finally saw it at home and watched it 2, 3, the 4th, 5th time, I'm like, I started even loving it more and more and more the more I watched it. I was like, this is even better than I thought it was in the theater, and it's like it just kept growing and growing, and now it's it's up in there in my top Star Wars movies. I think it's number 4
It has a different tone,
so
too.
far. Yes. It does have a different tone.
Yeah, has a different tone than the other movies.
And I agree, it kind of moves a little quick on some of the, like, okay, we're going to this area, we're going to this area, we got to go over here to this area, and we're already back from that area.
Right.
But you can kind of let that go, the flow. It's really kind of a fast-paced flow movie. But, it's harder to develop the characters, but you start getting, at the end, you're invested in these characters, and you're like, crap.
Yeah.
Right. For me, the first time I watched it in the theater and I saw it opening night, I didn't like it that much. And it's because I was taken out of the movie immediately when I saw Grand Moff Tarkin.
Oh yeah,
that was weird.
the
I saw
animated-
Peter Cushing.
Yeah, it was like,
And
what?
I couldn't focus on the rest of the movie. I was just like, they went way further than I thought they had to.
Oh,
When I first saw it, my first impression, they went way further with
how much
like,
he had to say and how much he had
to
be
do in the movie than I thought he had to. I thought they could have focused more on the Rebels part of it and left more mystery to that part of it, to the Empire part. And then I watched it the second time, and it didn't take me out of the movie, and I got to enjoy the movie from start to finish like it was meant to be.
Instead
And I
of a big
absolutely love the movie.
Instead of the big interruption in
Right.
the middle of the movie.
And the more and more I watch it, the more and more I like it, just like you did. It's a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
It's just that first time, it took me a minute, like,
Maybe that was
what
part of it.
happened?
Maybe I didn't realize it was that where the Peter Cushing or Grand Moff Tarkin. Maybe that's what took me out, and I didn't. I was like, it's all right. It's a good
Right.
movie. It's all right. It's a great. And then, but after watching it over and over, it's like this is a great movie.
Right, and then you realize that, yes, you did need that much
yeah,
Grand Moff
Tarkin.
Tarkin in the movie.
to explain stuff. I mean,
And
'cause-
just to, like, sort of diminish Krennic's character by the end,
yeah,
To almost nothing.
Yeah.
Like, he's almost, like, they used him up and spit him out and he's worthless now.
Poor guy.
yeah. Well, that's the
You know,
Empire.
they
That's the
did what-
Empire.
Right, exactly.
Unless you're like a couple of the
Exactly,
top
and
guys.
that's what makes the movie brilliant for me, is that they just showed like how the Empire just uses people and just throws me away when they're done with them. They, they don't need you.
Yeah, unless you're a select group,
Right.
Basically the Emperor, Darth
That's why.
Vader, and Grand
That's
Moff
why
Tarkin.
Darth Vader
Right.
can get away with choking out
out
people
in this.
and just replacing them with you.
You're-
Don't fail me again.
No, don't fail me, Admiral
Piet.
because he
Yeah.
just killed friggin' Admiral Ozzel over here,
Right. And just
and just promoted you
Captain Piet
to Admiral Piet. Like
But
that.
I mean, it just, it really lived up to that part of the Empire for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I first watched it opening night. I went to go see it with these 4 people, and on opening night, and the problem. We had idiots sitting right behind us in the movie theater when we did go see this, and it was awful. And that was what took me out of the movie, at least the first part. Luckily, they shut up after a bit. But I liked it. Again, like you guys, I did not like it as much as I did like Force Awakens. Say something like Force Awakens. I absolutely loved Force Awakens when I went to go see it in the theaters. Like that was like my movie. I was like, yes. I loved it so much. And then, it's kind of like the opposite for Rogue One that was for Force Awakens. When I first saw Force Awakens, I absolutely loved it. And I still love it, but I don't love it as much as I did when I first saw it in theaters, because I start seeing some of the flaws, the copy and pasting and all that stuff. But in this one, I came in, I was like, okay, it's pretty cool to see, Darth Vader again. It's pretty cool to see the stormtroopers, the classic stormtroopers back again. It's cool to see, like, the Death Star in this new lighting and this new kind of CGI way that they can make it look, much bigger.
Yeah, the scale was great. Like, to see the scale versus some of the Imperial starships versus...
And that is what CGI should be used for, in my opinion, is making things seem bigger than they are. And
to demonstrate scale.
Yep.
Yep.
And I love that scene. Actually, I'll get into that. Spoilers. Never mind. But no, actually no. The scene where you see, like, they look up at the sky and they see the Death Star in the blue glow of the sky.
Right.
Like, that is such a threatening image, like, oh crap, you know? And, I love the characters. Again, I thought they could have been a bit more developed upon. I mean, how long is this movie? 2 hours and
maybe a little over 2 hours. That's it.
A little over 2 hours. Okay, I can see why. Yeah, I can see why they didn't. I was like, if it's like they could have. If it's like under 2 hours, they could have extended it a little bit more. But I would see them benefiting a lot if they did make kind of an extended edition of this movie. I don't know. It would have been cool if they would have made an extended edition of this movie, kind of like, you know, The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit kind of do, you know, where they bring in more character development in those extra scenes and such.
Yeah.
But no, I love it. I think that it's a really good Star Wars movie.
Did you like it better as you started watching
yes.
it more and more and more?
Yeah. Yeah. And again, Grand Moff Tarkin, I'm like, what? Well, the thing is, I didn't really know. Well, I knew Peter Cushing was dead, but that wasn't really in my mind when I was watching it. So when I saw it, I was just like, okay, there's Peter Cushing. But what's wrong with his face? Like, there's something not right here. You know, like the lighting or something.
See, I don't even notice that anymore.
And
I watch it now.
Now that I watch it, I don't notice it at all. And then the very end, not really spoilers, but when you see Princess Leia,
I don't know why they had to show her face. They could have just handed her the things,
that's
and it
sort of one of the few things that I didn't like about the movie. We'll get to that in the spoilers.
Yeah. And so yeah, overall though, I like it. I like it a lot.
All right, so what's your overall score out of 5?
I will give this a 4.5. Don't choke on your aspirations out of 5.
That's a good one. I'm gonna, 4.5 that's pretty good score. I'm gonna give it a 4.25. 4.2. Man, what did I give? Can't give it less than Phantom or not than
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith last week. I was in the 3s for that one.
Yeah, it was like 3 point.
Yeah,
something.
I'm gonna give it a 4.25. Oh, what's my clever? I should have thought about this earlier.
You have to figure out something that's not spoilerly.
Right.
Right?
I'm gonna give it a 4.25 completed Death Stars out of 5.
For me, this is it's in my top one, so I'm gonna go probably with Dallan on this one. Maybe a 4.5 out of 5. So 4.5 dead Ewoks out of 5.
Yes. Okay, Jordan.
I'm closer to Jay. I'm at like a 4.2 Hondo's killer pirate outfit. I like his outfit.
All right, spoilers.
The one nice, if you guys so a lot of people had troubles with what's his name, the guy that Jin's are looking for. What's his name?
Saw Gerrera.
Saw Gerrera. If you have a problem with Saw Gerrera, watch the Rebels, or not Rebels, watch Clone Wars and get his backstory.
Right.
And you'll like the character better.
Yeah, you'll
I
understand
understand how people had a problem with his character because it wasn't built. His character didn't get any real depth or any building of his character. But if you watch the Clone Wars cartoon, he's in it.
You'll understand him more.
Yeah, you'll get a little bit more about how he became the way he is.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be in this upcoming season 4 of Rebels.
And that'll probably help
and that'll
too.
fill in some more
gaps. Yeah.
Right. So stay tuned for that.
Yes.
All right. Spoilers as far as things I didn't like about the movie.
Spoilers. 3, 2, 1. You better be gone by now. They all die.
Yeah.
Everybody dies.
Everybody dies, but I mean, they had to. You couldn't keep
Yeah.
them around. They weren't anywhere in the rebellion anymore. So,
Yeah.
And you even lost a whole squadron. You lost Blue
Squadron, right.
which doesn't even
Blue Squadron,
exist.
no!
Nobody even knows about Blue Squadron unless you watch this movie.
And you also lose Red 5.
Yeah.
And I think that, even as much as I was kind of hoping they'd make it off, I think I would have been disappointed if they'd lived.
Yeah,
Just
me
because
too.
the ending was so powerful.
It would have been too happy of an ending.
Right, yeah, especially for that movie. Like I said, the tone of
It's
it
bittersweet.
is very different.
It's supposed to be a bad ending, and people died to get these plans. I mean, that's
Well,
the whole point.
That just makes the plans that they do get delayed mean so
much more. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that they all. Well, and I love that the Empire is willing to blow up all their people.
Oh, yeah. Again, the Empire's willing to sacrifice whoever they need
to protect themselves.
To keep going, right?
Keep power.
Yep, keep
Whatever
power.
it takes to keep power, just destroy them. Kill them if you have to.
It's like, we'll just recruit more people and
Yeah.
they'll be doing your job, right? We don't need.
Well, that's
the people on
like what you
Scarif
said
anymore.
about what's his name there, Krennic. You know, just used him up, and then they put him on. He was on the planet. They got blown up. It's like, or I guess they didn't blow up the whole planet. They just blew up a section of the planet.
They just blew up.
The section with all their people.
All their people on it. but they had Grand Moff Tarkin. Just
Target
Scarif base.
Yep.
Destroy it. We don't need it. Who cares if our people are down there fighting?
Right. Ruthless.
We'll just get more.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people out there in the friggin' galaxy that we
Right.
can recruit and throw into those positions.
So, should we go through each one of the characters' deaths and say what we think about them?
Man,
K2SO and
I don't think
He was my favorite. Like,
he went out as a hero though, man. He was holding off friggin' stormtroopers and Scarif troopers.
his death really had the most impact on me, and I think maybe because he was the first one,
and that's when you
And
realized
just the heroic nature
of the way
in which he went out.
holding off the guys so they could get the Death Star plans. He's just in there
Keeping
blasting
that
guys,
door guarded, until
taking hit after hit after hit, and just kept going
until Jen and Cassian could maybe at least get the plans and maybe get away.
Yep.
I mean, he was out there just for that purpose.
I mean, all of them kind of have a heroic death, like
they all do.
Bodhi.
Like Bodhi, yeah.
Bodhi does. He gets the contact,
able to get the communications
Some
array hooked up so they can
get
so they
some
can
reinforcements in
beam
there.
the plans off the planet.
Mhm. And then he gets blown up, and then Chirda gets to the button
right.
and manages to push it. What is it?
I don't know.
It's like the shield button, isn't it?
No, it's to align the dish.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No, not to line to this, but to connect, to give Bodhi connectivity.
Yeah, he connects the link between.
Right. He has to hit the master switch
Yeah,
on that console.
and
And
gets
then,
and it gets killed, and then what's his name?
Baze.
Blaze comes out, and he's like just waylaying those freaking.
He's getting
Death
vengeance on
Troopers,
his
Right,
friend.
his death is a little bit like
Oh, you knew it was coming.
you knew it was coming, but you knew like it was less like he did something.
Yeah.
He sort of like found himself again though, and was like that guardian of the wills that he used to be. Because like Chirrut says it when they're in the prison, like there was nobody more devoted to the guardians than Baze, but he sort of lost his way after everything went down with the Empire and stuff and the death of the Jedi. So like, but he found himself again. And he started praying. He started doing the things Chirrut.
And you loved Chirrut, even though even loved his death because it was, I am one with the Force. The Force is with me, and he actually used the Force.
Yep.
And he was always wanting to be a Jedi. He wanted to be a Force wielder. He wanted to use and he used it to get to the master switch to pull it. And just maybe even if it was just in the 15, 20 seconds of his life. He got to fulfill his dream of using the Force.
Mm-hmm.
That's what was so cool about it. Even though he died, that was what was cool about his death. He achieved his like almost lifelong goal, dream of being able to use the Force.
Yeah, because he never let go of that passion he had for the Force and for being a guardian of the wills and doing that stuff. But then they get to Jen Erso and Cassian's death, and they were at such odds at some points in the movie, where they just didn't like each other. I mean, obviously, Cassian was going to ordered
Galen
to assassinate Galen because they didn't understand Galen's involvement in the Empire. They thought he was just was there under his own will.
Yeah,
but he
was
was
a weapons designer and just making death machines.
Right, and thought he was doing it willingly. But he wasn't.
No, he was just doing it to protect his daughter.
And it's when he kind of sees that when he's looking through the scope that they're going to kill him for me, pretty much.
But he steps in front of those other guys.
And he's like, no, it's me, right? And Cassian doesn't know exactly what's going on. but he sees them stand up for those guys, and I think that's why he doesn't take the shot and doesn't try to kill him. And then, but he has his orders, and Jen figures those orders out when she leaves the ship. So, I mean, and so they butt heads, but then Cassian realizes that, we need to do this. We need to go to Scarif to get these plans. That's the only way. So he gets his buddies together and goes to Jen and says, we're here to help. And I think that, and once they do help, they make a great team. The three of them, actually, with K2SO.
Yeah, definitely. Sarah, what is the things that you don't like about the movie?
Sort of the untold story of Saw Gerrera. And I've seen the Clone Wars, and I really am looking forward to seeing him in Rebels, but I thought they could have utilized him a touch better.
Especially with all the trailers that, showed him off.
I didn't like the use of the Borgullet to,
Yeah, that was a bit
to get
weird.
the truth out of Bodhi. I mean, did you need to use an alien species that knows you're speaking the truth to get the truth out of them?
Yeah, did you need the truth lasso of the...
I understand that Saw Gerrera has, zero trust in anybody except for those people that are close to him.
Yeah, he's definitely lost a few marbles, too.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah. So, and the more I see it, the more I forgive that part of him. But
I agree, it would have been nice to see him used more, even if he was, more of a part of, that ambush or something. Show him as a leader of these guys.
Right, instead of just hiding
in his little hideout
in his cave
place.
hideout, yeah. Yeah, I would like to have seen him used more, especially, early when he picks up Jin. I would like to have seen just a few more scenes of, him, escaping with Jin and, how she gets into prison.
Oh, when he comes to get her out of the...
Right, they explain it that, well, you just left me with a pistol and, or with a blaster and might only, just to defend myself. Yeah, Saw just kind of left
Yeah,
her.
you could have maybe had something there to show
Just
kind of a little bit how that relationship kind of fell apart.
Yeah, during the flashback in the beginning of the movie. Before
then,
you get to Jen in prison, you could have...
One of the other things I had a problem with is, I don't know why you had to show the animated or digitally mastered Princess Leia at the very, very end where they're giving her the... They could have just done...
it was
the guy could have
unnecessary.
just come around to the front of her and just had the back of her head. Here's the plans. You
here's this, right.
You didn't have to have her turn.
And you could have had her say the same thing. You just had her, what is this all about? Hope, or whatever it says.
One of the best parts, though, I'm surprised nobody mentioned it, is when Darth Vader comes in and just starts wailing guys.
Wrecks those rebels.
Well, like I said, I want to cosplay as the rebel that gets slammed up into the ceiling.
Into the ceiling.
Yeah, I really want to cosplay that guy because it would be so funny and it would be really fun cosplay to do. Yeah. Just have a wall strapped to my back. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that whole scene was pretty sweet.
Yeah, all the scenes with Vader I really liked. I like seeing him in the back to tank.
Yeah.
In the beginning, he's
he's
trying to regenerate.
He chokes out old friggin'
sort of at his Darth Vader's own palace on Mustafar. He sort of adopted that planet as his own.
Yep.
And you get to see him in the back to tank still still trying to preserve what he has left.
What little bit of humanity he has.
Yep. Human tissue he has left. Trying to still get it to work properly and stuff. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And he chokes old Krennic. Choke on your aspirations.
Director.
That's funny.
Yeah. He makes it. Yeah. I love how Darth Vader pulls a funny in the movie. He pulls a joke.
But they did enough where he wasn't in it. He wasn't dominant in it. That was the good thing about it.
He wasn't the main villain. I mean, the other rebels didn't know anything about him until he showed up in the ship.
Yeah.
But I agree. Maybe the Saw Gerrera stuff and maybe the animating of Princess Leia towards the end. But the rest of it, I mean, it was done really, really well.
And even the parts with Saw, I like more and more the more I watch the movie.
Yeah.
It's less it's less distracting to me or less,
Yeah. And maybe the only other thing I had maybe a little bit of problem with, like I said at the beginning, was the pace. like, oh, he's here, fly there, and it's like instantly they're there. It doesn't. There's no dialogue in between. You know, like when
planets.
Like
Yeah,
when they're going from Tatooine to Alderaan.
yeah, there's
They're
like that whole
whole
section
scene,
in there that kind of gets you to know the characters even more and
Right.
stuff. There was none of that in this, and they flew all over the darn place.
yeah,
Right.
Here to here to here. They went to wherever Saul Guerrero was. They went to where where Galen Erso was. They went to. I mean, they were like always flying.
Right.
But
There was
hardly
definitely
any
opportunities
there to build to do the little bit of character building.
Yep.
And they just didn't do it.
and also like I mean, I do like how they did this, but the jumping in between characters when I first watched it, where you're with Jin, and then all of a sudden you're with Cassian, and then all of a sudden you're with Bodhi, and then like it just like keeps hopping in between all three of those ones. That was a bit off-turning for me when I first watched it, but then as I watched it more, I liked it a lot better.
Yeah, it flowed a little better. The more you are into the movie, the more you like can just get into the flow of it as well.
Yeah.
So, the flow issues or the pacing issues have become less of a problem for me, just because I'm into the movie from the very beginning.
And I think
up
it
to
helps
the
that you know they're there now. Like
Right.
the first time you watch a movie, you don't want those. Sorry, Ryan. You don't want those pacing issues. But after you've seen it, you can just kind of be like, well,
you
I know they're there.
You know what
so.
to expect from the pacing of it, so you
Right.
That's why I think the second and third and fourth, fifth time
Right.
I've seen it, it just gets better and better.
Right.
And which is great because I mean everybody was like all worried when they were filming. They're reshooting all kinds of scenes. This must be a horrible
Right, they're
movie.
reshooting
No,
like
no, no.
40% of this movie.
There must be
Maybe.
something majorly wrong with it. It's just gonna be a flop, and
That
it wasn't.
That fear though is not without
Oh yeah,
merit because
yeah.
like Fantastic Four went through reshoots and like that was just awful. So it makes sense
But
why
all
people are
all
afraid.
those high dollar budget movies all
Oh,
schedule reshoots.
reshoots,
yeah.
All do. Whether or not what they do with them is
You have no-
depends on what they find when they're putting the movie together.
Like we need to
the
fix
edit.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need more here. We need less here. We need something different here. So they just go back and do the reshoots.
Good. So overall, love Rogue One.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, Rogue One's a good movie.
Yeah, I like it.
Alright. So that wraps up this ninth
Yes.
episode of I was gonna say Star Wars of Red 2 Chatter.
The show all about Star Wars.
Yeah, you might notice that we don't have the little opening and ending thing anymore. It's because copyright's going crazy right now, so that's why we don't have that anymore.
Yeah, we're going to do a little more research onto the Fair Use Act, but for now we're going to go ahead and take down our little wedge blips at the beginning and the end.
Yeah,
And,
wedge.
wedge at the beginning.
And Red Leader.
And then
Red
Red
Leader
Leader
at the end.
Yeah. So until that matters, figure it out. Depends on what we'll go to do.
Yeah,
From
we'll figure something
there.
The reason is that is because a fellow podcaster,
Yeah,
YouTuber guy just got nailed and he had to take down all of his content.
Yeah.
Just every bit of
Every
it.
bit
He's
of
been
his
doing
content.
this for like 4 years.
Yeah.
They wouldn't just let him remove that.
No.
He couldn't. He can't go. You can't
go
go in
back
and edit your
after
YouTube.
it's been uploaded.
Well, but I mean, you can't tell me he doesn't have those files somewhere. He can't just like take that
Maybe.
off.
Maybe I don't know if Dallan's keeping all of our files on.
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
Saving
so
them,
far he's saving them.
maybe he's just going to go back and redo all that.
But it's got to take him a while to go back and take out. I don't know how often he was doing his show, but anyway,
Yeah.
let's finish this up. We can talk about this later.
Okay, so Jay, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at jwilsonbydesign, and you can follow me on Twitter at jbird51.
I don't do social media, so you can't find me anywhere, man,
Yeah.
except for on this podcast.
Yeah.
Quit looking at me like I have like something to say.
Well, maybe one day.
Maybe one
Maybe
day,
one
but
day.
I don't do social media, so I'm on nothing except for this podcast.
Okay, Jordan.
You can find me on Spiels to Reels, which is the podcast I do with Dallan.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sometimes on there too.
Yes, and then
Yep.
also our Facebook page by the
And I will be joining eventually.
Yes, when I don't know when that will be, but
I have a movie to review, or who knows what.
yeah. And then you can find me on my gaming channel. It is Major Glutterix, Glitterix. with Major right before that, and I just do gameplay videos, I do walkthroughs, and I try to be funny. So yeah, just go watch that, and I also have a Facebook page under the same name. I need to start recording more. But yeah, I hope that you all enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you guys enjoyed, and we will all see you guys next time.
Yep, see you next week. Bye.
Bye.